Since the advent of agriculture, humans have dealt with garbage disposal. Before modern landfills, the dump was a pit or hill outside of town that carried diseases, rodents, insects, and other dangerous objects. Americans used to burn their trash before there was a safety concern. Now that's been banned. When garbage is taken off the side of the road, it is transported to a landfill where it becomes part of an endless cycle. A garbage truck must be weighed and have its content inspected before entering the landfill. Garbage is then unloaded from the vehicle onto the tipping face and compacted by bulldozers and other machinery. A cell is what each day's garbage is called, and when a cell is filled, they use soil, foam, spray, wood chips, and other temporary blankets to cover the area from rain and wind and stop it from dispersing the garbage and its friends, insects, birds, and rodents. After one landfill section is capped and covered, grass is planted over the area.
Fresh Kills was a very important landfill within the United States. It has a unique history and is a great example of how a landfill may be reused for better purposes. It was opened in 1947 on the western shore of Staten Island. The site has leached thousands of pounds of chemicals into the waterways, although the site has supposedly been highly engineered with many different systems put in place to protect the health of the citizens and the environment. Although there had been a great deal of controversy surrounding the legality of the landfill, the dump remained open despite court battles and a series of federal consent orders. Directly after World Trade Center attacks, Governor Pataki suspended the closing of the landfill. And debris from the site was carted off to Fresh Kills landfill. From 2001 to 2006, the City of New York led the Department of City Planning conducted a master planning process to turn the now closed Fresh Kills landfill on Staten Island into a world-class park.
Much of the world's history today has shaped how people throw away their garbage and the system that trash goes through to be safely thrown away. All throughout history, important improvements have been introduced. For example, around 2000 BC, China developed methods of composting and recycling. Also, around the time during the Black Plague, rakers had to rake up trash into a cart on a weekly basis. This may have been the first garbage man in history. Landfills are one of the main uses to distribute trash. The first landfill, recorded in 3000 BC, was in Knossos Crete, dug large holes, and garbage was dumped and filled with dirt at various levels. Even back in history, people attempted to regulate landfills. Around 500 BC in Athens, Greece, a new law was developed claiming that garbage must be dumped at least 1 mile away from the city. The first official landfill within the United States was the Fresno Municipal Sanitary Landfill located in Fresno, California. It was opened in 1935 and became a model for other landfills around the country and was one of the longest lived. In 1983, the California Department of Health Services was testing, and it was found that the site had methane and chloride gases that were seeping into the surrounding land. It was also found that contaminants in the private groundwater wells. Fresno Sanitary Landfill was closed in 1989 after the site was declared as a Superfund site. It was declared a National Historic Landmark in 2001. It was also the first landfill to use the trench method of disposal and the first to use compaction. Gene Frances was the man given the credit for developing and implementing the sanitary landfill. His unique technique became the standard practice